Hey, what's up? John Sonmez here from simpleprogrammer.com. So I thought I'd do a video on a topic. I was thinking about this at the gym when I was watching some people working out and they were obviously in pain, okay? I know you've seen this before. You've seen like the guy on the treadmill with his arms slumped over it and he's just showing you how much he hates this and how hard he's working and how much pain he's in. Or the same thing when people are lifting weights and you hear them grunting and they look so miserable, right? Or sometimes when you're running, I'm running down the beach sometimes and I see someone pass me and I'm like, those guys don't look like they're having fun. In fact, not only does it not look like they're having fun, but it looks like they're trying to show me how much pain they're in. So what I want to talk about today is this concept, this idea of do not show your pain. Now, I will have to tell you something, okay? I struggle with this, okay? I'm a man, so what does that mean? That means that I need to let people know when I'm sick. when I'm feeling sick, and it's kind of funny. Okay, so you know, I think a lot of guys sometimes get sick and they really let people know that they're sick, and I struggle with this sometimes, and you know, this is one of the areas that I've identified that I need to work on. So I'll tell you that. Okay, I can be honest with you here. So I want to tell you that because I don't want to I don't want to bullshit you and tell you something that you need to fix that I haven't fixed myself. I need to fix it as well, but I'm working on it. But you know, part of the way that I work on it is I come up with these ideas, I do a video with it, I have to be consistent with the video that I said, and so it helps me. So here, this video right now is therapy that is going to help me improve this. We're going to improve together. So here's what I'm talking about here, is that a lot of us, our default behavior, man, I'm losing my voice. Our default behavior is that what we want to do is we want to show people when we're in pain. We want to show people, and why do we do this? I don't know, maybe to get some kind of empathy or sympathy from people. Most of the time it results in the opposite. Most of the time it results in repulsion because people don't want to know how much pain you're in. They don't want to, or pity. People pity you. Pity is the worst possible emotion that you can achieve from another human being. It's worse than hatred or anger or jealousy. Pity is the worst one. So we want to avoid that at all costs. So what I'm going to tell you today is that do not show your pain. In fact, go the opposite. In fact, when you're in pain, you should pretend like it doesn't hurt. You should pretend like you don't feel it. When you're struggling with that workout, you should be like you're fine. Whenever someone asks you how you're doing, you should be fucking great. And I know this sounds a little bit fake, and I know this sounds a little bit, what can I say? I don't know. I know how it sounds, okay? But the reason for this is because we should be doing the opposite. Because when you look at what happens when you actually show pain, when you demonstrate pain, no one respects that, right? I did this video on weakness, and I kind of geared it towards guys, but in honesty, right, I think I used perhaps the wrong terminology here. I think it's really, I think the higher level concept, right? Sometimes I revise these concepts as I learn about these things and see this, is that you shouldn't show pain, right? It's not necessarily, because pain is weakness for sure, right? But you should put on the face that everything's okay and everything's great and not actually display your pain, because that is going to get you a much better result. And it's also going to create that resolution and that resolve in your mind, right? It's a weakness. It's a weak thing to go out and to seek sympathy or empathy from other people, right? And to display your pain on your face, right? I think, you know, obviously there's parables that you can look at in religion, in the Bible. I believe that Jesus talks about, you know, the people who fast and the people who can be seen fasting, and they're making a display and they've already gotten their reward. And I think that's a very true principle, whether you believe in the Bible or not, that concept of this idea that like you've already gotten your reward if you are showing the pain. If you're like going to do a workout and you're showing how much pain you are in, instead you should change your mindset. You should change your face. You should try to not let people see that you're tired or that it's hurting, or for me, in my case, that you're sick. You should pretend like you're not sick, right? You should pretend like you're fine. Even when you're feeling sick, don't show that bit of weakness. Don't show that purposely show that, you know, people should suspect it. People should be like, man, it seems like, you know, like I was thinking, because I hurt my knee and I was walking around the gym and I was like, you know, your temptation, to be honest with you, is to like exaggerate the limp a little bit, right? So what I was like, man, this is weird that I have this. Why do I feel like I need to like walk, like, so then what am I hoping that will happen? Someone will like walk up to me and say, oh, what happened to your knee? What happened to your leg, right? And then I'll feel good. That's stupid. It's dumb, right? Not that I was, you know, totally doing this, but I felt the urge to do that. And I was psychoanalyzing. I was like, why? You know, a lot of times when you do something, you should stop and say, why am I doing this? Or why do I feel like doing this? And you can get some really interesting answers. And my answer, when I was honest, was like, I guess I would intend that someone would stop and ask me what's wrong with my knee. And that's not actually a good thing, right? That's a very needy type of, right? And we all have this, you know, deep down, whether we display it or not. And so what I'm saying is that you got to overcome this. Instead, you got the limp. Instead, I started walking. I was like, you know, I'm going to try and walk as normal as possible. And maybe someone will suspect. Maybe someone will look like, oh, it looks like he's limping a little bit. I wonder if something happened to him. And then if they ask me, hey, are you okay? I know you're limping. No, I'm fine. I'm cool. I'm all right. You know, had a little bit of a whatever, but it's not a big deal. Totally fine. Right? Not in any pain at all, right? That's what you want to present. That's how you want to live your life, presenting that way. And it's not just for show, okay? I know this sounds really weird, and I don't have the full, you know, this is one of those things where I don't have the full, this is 100% scientific proven reason why you should do this, but I suspect highly that, well, first of all, we know that neediness is bad, okay? And that seeking external validation, I did this video on seeking external validation, and I think showing your pain is a way of seeking external validation. I really do think that that is true, and I think that that is bad, and it's bad for your self-esteem, it's bad for your confidence. But how about this? How about this for another reason? Trick your own self into believing that you're better than you are, so that you are, right? When you demonstrate to other people your pain, your sickness, your hunger, your thirst, whatever it is, not only are you appearing weak, not only are you damaging your own self-esteem, but you're telling yourself that that you're weak. You're telling yourself, you're projecting onto yourself this identity of being weak, of being in pain, of, you know, of playing it up. So instead, if you put on that grim face, if you suck it up, buttercup, like I like to say, it changes. It changes your own perception. It changes the perception of other people. You appear more strong. You appear more sturdy, more stable, less movable for you guys. I think that's an attribute, at least for you guys, that is admirable, right? Most guys want to be around a guy that is tough. That was like, man, he just got shot in the foot and he's not even fucking limping. He just like carried on, right? That's the kind of guy that I want to go to battle with. And I think most women want to have that guy come home to him too, right? You know, this is a guy that you can count on, this is dependable, right? But I think it's just a general attribute of not seeking other people's validation, not trying to display your pain. So I know this is somewhat of a long-winded explanation of this concept, but I don't have this fully baked yet. I will tell you that I'm still ruminating on this, but that doesn't mean that I'm not gonna put it out here. This is like version 2.0 of the Don't Show Weakness video. This is now Don't Show Pain. And I'm sure there'll be a later refinement at some point in the future. But something to think about. Let me know. This is one of those things I want your input on. I want to know what you think about this and how you perceive people that are showing pain. Have you seen this in the gym? And what do you think about that, right? And how does that, you know, project yourself in that same person's viewpoint and see what other people observing you might think about you if you're showing a grimace while you're running and you're not enjoying this. All right, if you like this video, click that subscribe button below and click the bell to make sure you don't miss any videos that I put out. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.